Hi, thanks for joining me. Today's class is called Yoga for Perspective. There's a story I heard one time of a monk who found a really tattered boat along a lakeside, and he took the boat in and he restored it. He poured his heart, his soul into it, all this artisan work, the detail. He fully restored this boat. So one day he decided to take the boat out for the first time and got really foggy. And as he was going along, he noticed another boat coming toward him. And all of a sudden the boat rammed into his newly restored boat that he had poured all his time and effort into. And he got so mad, so upset, because his boat was ruined. He had spent all this time and effort on it. And then all of a sudden he looks inside the other boat. Nobody's there. It's an empty boat. So everything that was stored up inside him, all that anger, was for nothing, geared toward nobody. Just an invisible, fog-filled boat. So quite often in our lives, something jars us. We feel like it's personal, or we feel like it's just epic. We've poured all this time and effort into something, and then we actually see what's going on. We change our perspective a little bit and realize what's important and what's not. So I hope today's practice encourages you to loosen the grip a little bit on what we perceive to be also important in life. There are some things that are truly valuable, but it's knowing the difference. So for today's practice, you'll need a blanket, some blocks, and you'll need a sturdy chair. Make sure that your mat is nice and sticky and not too thick. I'll see you on the mat. Hello, thank you for joining me today. Today is all about shifting our perspective as we do our yoga practice together. So we are shifting the camera lens in our lives, so to speak, so we can see something new. So let's get started. We'll start here sitting nice and comfortably for about a minute, just sitting quietly. It allows us to get into our body and our breath. So gently close the eyes. And if you're comfortable, you can turn the palms up as they rest on your legs. Taking full inhales here through the nose, and a full exhalation. Relaxing the body and finding an openness in the heart center, in the collarbones. Allowing the mind just to gently shift and float down into the heart. Take one more full inhale, expanding through the side rib cage. Full exhale. And bow the head. Slowly open the eyes and lift the gaze up. And we'll start here in supported fish pose. So taking your blocks, put them on mid-height to where they're like equal signs. This one will be for the back of the head, the one that's furthest away from you. The second one will support your shoulder blades. So sitting in front of the blocks, press down into the hands, lift the chest, knees are bent, feet are flat, and slowly come down to the forearms. And then shift yourself around until you feel like when you lean back, your shoulder blades are being supported. So that's the bottom of the blades being mostly supported here. And then bring the arms up and over and catch hold of the block. And then gently press the back of the head down into the block. And you might need to make adjustments here just so your heart feels open. And once you've achieved a comfortable position where the neck isn't feeling crunched, and the chin isn't tucked too far up or down, extend the legs out, extend the arms out. We'll stay here for about a minute. So tuck the tailbone under a little bit, just to lengthen the spine. Allow the legs to flop open. And for this, just soften the gaze. You don't need to close your eyes here. But we're opening up the front body, the front of the chest, allowing our brain just to relax for a moment, falling toward the back of the skull. Allowing gravity and all of its energy forces, so to speak, just to ground you, to pull you down. So we're here about halfway. Just begin to soften the jaw a little bit more. Soften anything that feels tense in the body. Knowing today that we can always make a choice to see things in a new light. Change our perspective subtly. One more full breath here. Drawing the awareness toward heart center. Full exhale. And then slowly press your forearms into the mat and lift your chest up and let the head follow. And then coming up to a seat, and we'll remove the blocks out of the way. So coming to hands and knees. Uncurl the toes and round the back here. Spread the fingers wide and make sure that the fingers are in a comfortable position. Finding cat-cow, exhale, round the back, lower the head and tail. Inhale, open. One more here. Inhale, open. And then come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, extend the left arm, press down firmly into the right hand, and then exhale, sweep the arm. You can even touch the back of the opposite shoulder. Inhale, rotate open. Exhale, coming down, sweeping the arm. Giving yourself a half hug here. Inhale, open. And exhale. All right, second side. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Press firmly down into the left arm. And then exhale, round. Catch hold. Inhale, open. Exhale, just bringing some movement into the spine as we open up the body. And we have one more here. Inhale, open. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. And then exhale, coming into down dog. Press the heels down. Two more like that. Inhale, coming forward to high plank. Draw the navel in. Exhale, push the hips up and back. And one more here. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, down dog. And we'll move into side plank. So place the right hand just a little bit towards center. And then coming into a side plank, stack the feet. Or lowering down the bottom knee. Works just as well. Make sure that hand is slightly in front of the shoulder. Lift the hips. And then inhale, bring the arm overhead. Sweep the arm back. And making a big circle here with the hand. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arm down. And one more here. Opening up the chest. And then come into down dog. And take a breath. Let the head hang. And then slightly bring the left hand towards center or midline. You just want that hand lined up with the ankle. Lift the hips, having the left hand slightly in front of the left shoulder. Lift the upper arm. Feel free to drop the lower knee. Inhale, sweep the arm overhead. Bring it back behind. Sweep the arm down. Keep the hips lifted. Nice and firm. Open up. Inhale. Exhale, down. Last one here. Just opening up the shoulders and finding downward facing dog. Inhale, finding knees, chest, chin. So come to knees, hug elbows in. Lower part of chest and chin. And then inhale, coming forward into low cobra. Hug the elbows in. Press the feet down. Coming into down dog. And knees, chest, chin. Coming into plank first. Knees, lower part of chest and chin. Inhale, shift forward. Point the toes. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Driving the fingers away from each other and away from the feet. And last one here, high plank, knees, chest, chin. Bhujangasana. Feel free to lift up a little bit higher here. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot forward and lower the back knee down. Coming into low lunge, fingertips are down. Curl the back toes under and lift the knee. Drive the chest a little bit further forward. Hug the right hip in. Into three-legged plank. So sweep the leg back and open the hip. Turn the leg open to the side. Bend the knee and elevate the knee. Trying to square the shoulders off. And slowly square the hips off. Extend the leg and lower that leg down. Inhale, sweep and lift up, back leg. Exhale, knee comes forward, foot comes down. Low lunge. Fingertips down, pull the chest forward, take a breath. And then curl the back toes under, lift the knee up, hugging the left hip in. Taking a breath here. And then sweeping the leg up, opening up the hip to the left, bend the knee. Continue to lift and square the shoulders off. Lower the right heel down. And then square the hips off and lower the leg down. Coming into Chaturanga, so inhale, come forward. Feel free to come to knees, halfway down. Finding upward facing dog here. Point the toes or low cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then jump or step through. So you can just step, coming into a seat and slowly lying down. A little bit of core work here. So lower down, take a breath. I don't know about you, but when I hear the word core, it's like, yay, and oh, core. So I don't know what you're feeling when I said core work, but it's totally natural. Just go with it. See what happens today. So lift the legs up. Ankles can be over the hips. You can also have a soft bend in the knee. Bring the hands behind the nape of the neck and relax down for a moment. Draw the navel in. And then just lower one leg down. Legs can be straight or the knees can be bent. Inhale. Navel draws in toward the spine. Lift the leg up. Second leg. Slowly draw the leg down. Take a breath. It's almost like your upper body is on vacation and your lower body is holding a map and trying to figure out where to go next. So upper body's relaxed. Lower body is doing a little bit of work. One more here, one more cycle through. Extend the left leg down, draw the navel in, make sure the ribs aren't flaring out. Coming back up, and last side here. Good, bend the knees. Take another inhale, exhale. Make sure the knees are over the hips, knees are hips distance, and shins are parallel to the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulder and twist. Right elbow toward the outside of the left knee. Inhale, come back center and twist at second side. Left elbow toward the outside of the right knee. Now you can leave the legs there or you can extend out the opposite leg. So bring the head back down. Inhale. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulder. Slide the ribs down toward the hip. Extend the right leg out this time and twist toward the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right elbow toward left knee, right leg extends, come back center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, left leg extends. And just keep that going, move with your breath. Exhale on the twist, opposite hip is heavy. Inhale, back center. Exhale, drive the leg forward, extend it out, and lower the leg down. Trying not to rest on the opposite shoulder too much. And last cycle through. Extend, reach. I hope you're having fun. Extend and reach. And then hug the knees and let the head rest just for a moment. And then lift the legs up. Hands can come behind the head or even hands can come underneath the hips. We're going to lower the legs down together. So hug the legs together, draw the navel in, slowly lower to your comfort level. Knees can be bent. You shouldn't feel this in the lower back. And then slowly lift up. Point the arches of the toes or the arches of the feet away from you. The outer edges of the feet drawing closer to you. And one more here. Inhale. And exhale. Great. Rolling forward, cross the legs, come to hands and knees, and we'll come into down dog from here. Step the right foot forward, lower the back foot down at an angle, coming into side angle. So just bring the right forearm toward the right thigh, or whatever leg is in front. Then revolve. Open the chest up to the sky. So instead of this top shoulder facing down, you're opening it up. Find a lot of space here. You don't need to be super far down. Just lower the hips a little, bend that front knee, draw the navel in, lift the top arm, palm can face toward the head, and you can really stretch and reach up over the head here. Take one more inhale and exhale. Coming back up to warrior two. Lower the hips a little. Looking out over the fingertips. Chest is lifted. Hips are level. Finding triangle, so straightening out that front leg. Reach, press the hips back behind you, and take your hands down to your shin or to a block, or even to the floor. Find length in the side of the body here. Really open up from the inside out. What is something new you can think about in triangle pose? This is a pose you do a lot. What's something new? Maybe there's a certain part of the body you can really connect to here. Take another moment in triangle. And bring your hand to your hip and rise up to stand. So taking a block if needed, I'll grab mine. And placing it in front of that front foot, coming into half moon. So bring the back hand to the hip. Stepping in here, hand comes to the block, press into that standing leg, and then open up the hips. You can use that top hand to manually pull the hip open. Lift the leg, press into an invisible wall, and open the chest. Opening up, lifting the top arm, bend the standing leg, just a moment, and bend the top leg, catching hold, finding maybe Chapasana. I'll try that again. Coming into half moon, bend a little bit in each leg, drive the knee in toward the face, and then it's not working out for me today. Maybe I'll just hold half moon. Let's do that. If you are in Chapasana, go ahead and extend the leg, and then slowly coming back into triangle pose and rise to stand. Unexpected. All right, second side. Move the block. Go ahead and come into side angle just from standing. So switching sides, my right toes are in, my left toes are out. Coming here into side angle. So forearm reaches down to the left thigh. Open up here, lift and reach the hand. Palm can face toward the head. And then reach the arm overhead and just find space. Breathe here. So strengthen the leg and openness in the chest as we find softness, mercy, perhaps even a little self-compassion. Bring the arm back up, finding warrior two. Extend the arms out. Press down through the feet. Lift the inner thigh of the back leg. Even the hips out, making sure the chest is directly over the belly button. Good, straighten the leg for triangle pose. Push the hips back, stretch and reach with the front arm. Grab hold of the shin or the ground or a block and open up. Making sure you're not hyperextending that front knee, just a soft bend. And then be active in the muscles around the knees, so draw them up. Really expanding, filling this pose here for one more breath. Top arm to the hip, coming into half moon. So grabbing that block, stepping in with the back leg, bring your top hand to the top hip, lift and extend and reach out through the back leg. Open the hip, maybe open the gaze. And then reach and extend. Take a breath. Gaze can be down to the ground for stability. If you want to, take Chapasana. You'll bend that top leg and pull the knee back behind you. Just keeping the thigh parallel to the ground. Holding for another breath. Reach and extend, coming back into Halfmoon. Bend the bottom leg, coming into triangle pose for a moment. And coming to stand, so maybe later I'll try it again on the first side. All right, so let's come into something. You will need a chair, and it'll need to be on your sticky mat. And this is part of our inversion practice. So for a moment, bring the chair to the mat, and I'd like for you to just sit cross-legged. So sitting right in front of the chair, the seat is facing you. You'll just place one forearm down and then the other forearm down, and you'll rest your head. And that's all we're doing for the next maybe 30 seconds or so. You can bring your head all the way to the seat or just stack the arms. But we're in a seated, relaxing position here. Let the forearm be resting and let the forehead be resting. Soften the sides of the body. Relaxing the inner thighs. One more breath in and out. And come back up. Excellent. Okay, if you're not inverting today, you will come into this position here. So it's chair supported Shavasana. And you won't be resting for very long, but you will be getting the benefit of having the legs up and supported. So this is your option today if you're not moving on to this inversion that we're doing. If you are inverting, we're coming into L handstand with a chair. So you need to make sure that your chair is on a sticky mat. It's nice and supported, all four corners are there. And once our feet get on the chair, you will be driving the feet down into the chair, so you're not pushing the chair back away from you. So be very mindful of that. And if anything, just move one leg at a time and we'll work from there. So bringing the toes underneath the chair, you're sitting tall here. And this is measuring out where your hands need to be. So press the hands down. And once you've measured out how far your legs are going to be away from the chair, just flip over. Good, and know where your hands are. Make your hands as comfortable as they need to be underneath the shoulders. Hug the elbows back. And then bring one leg back behind you and lower the toes and drive them into the chair. So push that toe into the chair. And then quickly sneak the other toe in. And for now, that could be it, where you're just practicing either one leg at a time or sneaking both legs in. Okay, if you're moving on, press the toes into the chair and walk the hands slightly back to where the hips are more or less in a 90-degree angle and the head is hanging. You're pressing actively into the mat with the hands. Holding here, so this is called L handstand because your body is making the shape of the letter L. And slowly coming out, just bend the knee and drop one foot down, drop the other foot down, and take a rest. So bottoms of the feet together, knees come wide, resting heroes. One more breath, in and out. And we'll repeat that one more time. If you're laying on your back and your feet are on the chair, feel free to remove the feet now and just coming into bridge pose. So feet come down and lift the hips up. Catch hold of the sides of the mat and feet are underneath the knees. Otherwise, coming back into L handstand again. So you can measure out or you can kind of gauge where your hands need to be. Press one foot down into the mat and lift the hips. And then quickly bring the other hand in. Straighten the legs and walk the hands back, making the letter L shape with the body. So hips are nice and lifted. Shoulders are nice and strong, away from the ears. holding here. Let the head hang for one more breath. Slowly bend the knees, sneak one foot down, sneak the other foot down, and find rest. And then everyone can come into resting hero's pose. So those of you that went to bridge, you'll flip over, feet together, knees wide. Hold for 3 more rounds of breath, really stretching the body out. Great, walk the hands back, remove the chair, and we'll do one back bend here. So keep the blocks to the sides of the mat, just in case. Coming into low lunge. So hands come to the hips, step one leg forward. Now, I would like for you to make sure this back knee is back behind the hip. So my right knee isn't directly underneath my hip. It's not a narrow lunge. It's a little bit further back. And then lift the chest here. And then lift the arms. Draw the navel in. Just press down that back leg into the mat. Begin to arch the upper back. So this is our back bend today. Lift the chest. Draw the navel in. Great. From here, releasing the right hand down. So right hand, right leg. Bring your hand to the block. And begin to arch the upper back. Press into that front leg. Try not to drop into the right arm. So press the right side of the body up and think more of a lift in the back. And gaze can be down the body or head can come all the way back. Your choice. One more breath here. And slowly, carefully release. Bring your hands to the blocks if needed. And we'll switch. So stepping the right leg nice and forward here. Good, coming into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lift the arms, palms together. Start to lift and arch the upper back, draw the ribs in, and then taking the hand to the block outside of the shin, lift the upper back, lift the chest, finding your back bend here. Press into the front foot, hug the right hip in, one more breath. Slowly coming back up. And release the pose, draw the leg back. Come to a seat, grab your blanket if you'd like. Taking a seated twist. Take the right knee, place it down so the right side of the leg is down on the ground, down on the mat, and cross the left leg over. Or if that doesn't work, the foot can come right here. Inhale, lift the chest. Lift the right arm and then twist toward the left leg. Bring the left hand behind you. Lift the chest. You can even cross that arm over. Nice and long in the spine. And soften the gaze. So shifting our perspective requires a lot of deep knowing, right? Knowing about ourselves, knowing about what's coming into the world around us. Bring the opposite leg down, cross the opposite leg over, switching sides here. Lift the left arm and begin to twist. So knowing what's important, what's not so important, it's kind of the beginning of how we change how we see things. So I mentioned earlier changing the camera lens or changing the camera angle, so to speak, on our lives. Sometimes we have to, if we're using this metaphor, throw out the entire script. We're reading from the wrong script and pick up something that is true or truer to what's happening on the inside. So, knowing that this is temporary, that there are some things that are permanent. We can always be merciful, compassionate, and see things in a new light. So we'll spend here about a minute in seated meditation, and then we'll move throughout our day with a new perspective. Close the eyes, lift the chest. Begin to sense your body here and now. How it feels. begin to quietly observe the practice and the effects of it on your body, on your mind. Noticing the state that you're in of peace, connecting to yourself. Perhaps you're turning a corner, just seeing things in a new light, slightly deeper, newer. Just embrace what's here and now and what's coming to you. Bow the head toward the heart. With gratitude, we embrace new perspectives. Palms come together. Rub your hands. Cup the palms over the hands. And then open your eyes, just looking into your palms. And as you move your hands away from your face, just observing your palms. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed this new perspective class today. I'll see you again soon.